In example 2, we need to solve and justify the equation by multiplying by the reciprocal. I'm going to do the first one a couple different ways. We're going to first do it by multiplying by the reciprocal, and I'll show you why this does work if you try another method. If we look at the coefficient here of x, the entire coefficient is 2 over 5. If we want to clear a fraction like 2 over 5, what we can do is multiply by the reciprocal. So we'll multiply the left by 5 over 2, and remember that you need to multiply the right side by 5 over 2. I'm going to be very careful the way I write my fraction. I want the 10 to stay in the numerator position. You can write the 10 as over 1 if you'd like, and we're really multiplying these two values together. That'll really help you keep track of where that 10 belongs, and you won't make the mistake of putting it underneath in the denominator. 5 over 5 is 1, 2 over 2 is 1. We're just left with x on the left-hand side, exactly what we wanted. You can do 10 times 5, then divide by 2, that's 25. Like 10 times 5 is 50, then divided by 2 is 25. Or, if you prefer, you can cross-cancel. When we're multiplying, that works. Don't ever do that if you're adding or subtracting in here. However, we are multiplying, so we could do 10 over 2 is 5 over 1. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 over 1 is just 25. So you could say for the justification, multiply by the reciprocal. See, that's supposed to be a C there. Get ahead of myself. There's another way to solve this one. Let me show you an alternative method. So if we had 2 over 5x is equal to 10, we can fraction kill this guy right here just by multiplying by the denominator. That method works pretty well. So we'll multiply both the left and the right by 5. So we'll have 2x is equal to 10 times 5, and I'll leave it as 10 times 5 if you want. You can make it 50, it's cool. Move this up a little bit for you. And then we would divide by 2 here to solve. I want you to look though at this procedure here, and I'll make that 10 over 1, and we're going to compare this to this top part. So when you multiply by the reciprocal, you're just kind of doing two steps at once. You could totally do this by multiplying by the denominator to clear that out on each side, and then dividing by the 2. But essentially what you're doing is multiplying by the reciprocal of that coefficient. So it's a little bit of a shortcut method, but mathematically it totally works. So let's see here. For our justification, we said multiply by the reciprocal. Our answer was 25. Good to go. The next one's the same way. There's nothing else outside of this equation, like to the left. There's nothing in between this one term. So when we have this one term equal to another term, it's totally time to multiply by the reciprocal to clear this fraction. Again, notice I'm being very careful with where my 21 is and then how I write my fraction. So 7 over 7 is 1, 3 over 3 is 1, 1 times x is just x. That's our goal, to figure out what x is. What value of x will make this equation true, and if we get x by itself on one side, we'll wind up doing that. We can cross cancel here, or if you prefer, you could do 21 times 3, then divided by 7, that's fine. 21 divided by 7, though, is going to be 3, and then we'll have a 1 on the bottom, so that'll be a 3. This will be a 1 if we simplify 21 over 7. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 divided by 1, just 9. If you substituted this value in here, you would find the exact same thing. And I made a small mistake here. I hope you caught that on the video. I multiplied the left side by 7 over 3, but not the right side. So I caught my mistake by trying to substitute this 9 in here for x, and I would have gotten like 27 over 7, which isn't 21. So we're going to x that out. It's not the right answer. Let's try this again. So we've got 3 over 7x is equal to 21. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I got to multiply the right side by 7 over 3, the same value. See here I used the reciprocal, then over here I didn't. I was multiplying by two different values, and I'm going to unbalance the equation if I do that. So we're left again with x, and then we've got 21 over 3, which now that'll be 7 over 1, so we've got 49 here. And that makes a little bit better sense. If we look at the original problem, 3 times 49 divided by 7 would be the same as 3 times, well, 49 over 7 is just 7 over 1, so 3 times 7 is 21. So this makes a little bit better sense. What we did to each side is we multiplied by the reciprocal.